Yep. What's up, everybody? Welcome. Hi, Ray. How are you? Oh, cool. It's boiled root vegetables, rutabaga and carrots in a sweet glaze, kind of like a baked ham glaze. It's butter, brown sugar, mustard, dill pickle juice, apple juice, yellow mustard. If I didn't say that, kind of just winging it. Bacon, rosemary, bay leaves. I just had some, but I had some leftover white rice with this one. I still got my apron on. I just made it. That's my nephew. He's not. He's not ready for bed. This is a chilada beer with tomato juice. Yeah, he's like 18 months, but he took a late nap today, like 6 to 8, and he usually goes to bed around like 8:30. So he's gonna be up for a while. He actually fell asleep while I was feeding him earlier in his high chair. He just laid his head down on the table and took a nap. So I got him changed and put in the crib, but he like woke up right before he was supposed to be going to bed. Yeah, they're good. I've actually I hadn't really tried them till recently. It's all stuff I like separately, but like um, I'd seen people get them when I was at the store, and I'd seen reviews on YouTube, and it seemed like people weren't really that stoked on them. And I got a curious nature, so I tried them, and I really, really, really like them. This one's actually the Budweiser original. Which of the ones that I've had is the one I prefer the most? Um, but I do add hot sauce to mine. But yeah, I'd like to try to make them because I'm sure they'd be better homemade than what you could buy in a can. But of the ones you can buy in a can, I prefer the regular Budweiser the best, which kind of surprised me. Um, I tried the Modelo ones, and I do like Modelo, and they weren't bad. They just weren't quite as good. Um, and the Dos Equis, again, it's fine, but I just don't like them as much. I'm not sure which valley you're referencing. I like regular Modelo. Um, I like the mango Dos Equis cheladas. It kind of tastes like mango and tahini. I get them in a can and I add hot sauce, and sometimes I add like Kalamata olive brine. Yeah, you can taste the lime in this one. It doesn't really complement what I'm eating though, but that's fine. It's not bad. It's just I had a regular beer before this, a Sapporo, and that paired with it much better. Yeah, these have clamato in them, and it seemed like of the YouTube reviews, that's why people didn't like them. But I don't. I can. I can't really notice, but in compared to the ones that don't have it, you know what I mean. It's got kind of like a fattier texture, if that makes sense. But I live by the coast. I like clams. Like people were acting like it tasted like drinking tuna, canned tuna water or something, but which even isn't that bad. But yeah, that sounds good. But I'm not really like a Budweiser fan, so I was surprised that of the ones I tried, I like this one the best because of all the different brands I've tried, I like Modelo, regular Modelo, the best. So yeah, you can see it. It kind of like floats on top. Do you mean today, Ray, or in general? This stream's been running for about 10 minutes. I think you got here not long after I started. But I did one right before this one. I had another bowl of this. So, but probably that one was probably only maybe 15 minutes long, and then I had to get a refill. There wasn't many people showed up, and they weren't very talkative. So, I just get into all sorts of stuff, and I like to share the stuff that I find interesting, thinking maybe other people might find it interesting. So my video content is mostly like, I mean, I'm kind of all over the place. It's just whatever I'm interested in. So there's a lot of nature and wildlife and plant identification and cooking. I like to cook. So a lot of it's like just short videos of stuff that I made to eat, like this, for example. Um, Streaming I got into because, well, mostly because my phone's mostly full. I don't have that much memory left. So if I stream, it can post to the VODs for however long it is. So it's like making long form content without having to use space on my phone, if that makes sense. And it's kind of cool to interact with people on the fly. Though I've only been seeing the chat recently since I've been doing the vertical format. But then again, the videos that I've done horizontal format, I'm usually like working on something with my hands, and I don't always have my eyes on the screen to see if somebody chatted or not, or I might like catch a chat and it disappears before the chance that I have a chance to respond to it. So I've only been doing these, streaming while I'm eating for the past week maybe. So it's kind of like sharing a meal with someone without leaving your house. You know what I mean? It's, I don't know. It's kind of neat. I'm not really the most social person, so I don't really get out much. I'm a homebody. I like to cook at home, but it's still nice to interact with people. YouTube's pretty cool. There's like, you know, you'll run into all sorts of people that are got similar tastes or not. You just get to know all sorts of people. But yeah, I've been surprised how many people show up for these, uh, like dinner streams, because usually my short format or my horizontal streams, there's not really more than a couple people in at a time, and I've noticed if I ever say what's up to people, it tend to disappear. So I don't really mind because it just goes in the VODs later, and people watch it if they want to. But it's nice actually getting to chat with people on the fly. All right, take care. Appreciate you stopping by. But yeah, I guess that's about it for me too. If you stop by, thanks for stopping by. If not, maybe we'll catch you next time. Take care now.